Hello and welcome everyone. In this video lecture, we are going to learn about an experiment related to pharmaceutics, that is to prepare and submit dusting powder. So we will be preparing and learning how to prepare a dusting powder in the laboratory. So we will learn along with that what are the necessary information that we need to know about dusting powder. So my dear students, there are various requirements like your chemicals, like your apparatus that we need to prepare dusting powder. So उसके लिए जो चीजें चाहिए, we will learn those things simultaneously in the experimentation portion. So before that, we will let us know what we need to understand about dusting powder in the theoretical portion. So a dusting powder is a form of powder, right? So let us first know what actually a powder is. So a powder or a pharmaceutical powder is a mixture of finely divided drugs and chemicals in dry form. So a pharmaceutical powder is a solid dosage form. Solid dosage form का मतलब है the ingredients are in solid state, like which is different from your liquid dosage form. जैसे आपका cough syrup हो गया. Other solid dosage form like tablets are there, capsules are there. So this is in solid state. So they are called solid dosage form. So they are available in crystalline. They are available in amorphous state. With crystalline amorphous state, ऐसा नहीं है कि all the ingredients should be in crystalline or all the ingredients should be in amorphous. They can be either crystalline, they can be either amorphous, or they can be both. There are various advantages and disadvantages of powder. To mention some of the advantages, पहला advantage ये है कि ये बहुत पुराने टाइम से यूज किया जा रहा है. That is the oldest method of dosage form is powder. And apart from that, उनको powder dosage form can be used externally as well as internally. Externally जो हम लोग अभी बना रहे हैं dusting powder, that is for external purpose, and powders for injection are used as internal purpose of or internal application of dusting powder. उसके अलावा another advantage is that they can be easily carried from one place to another, which is more difficult in case of your liquid dosage form. And moreover, the particle size of the powders are finely divided, right? So because of the particle size, their dissolution is faster and the onset of action is faster compared to other solid dosage form like tablets or capsules. Moreover, if the patient is say an infant or an old age person, अगर कोई बूढ़ा व्यक्ति है या फिर बच्चा है जिसको टैबलेट और कैप्सूल खाने में तकलीफ हो रहा हो, so in such cases powder dosage form can be an alternative where we can disperse the drug in a liquid, suitable liquid vehicle or water, and the patient can consume it easily. Not just advantages, there are some disadvantages as well. So powder का disadvantage ये है कि some of the drugs they are having bitter taste, they are having obnoxious smell. So in such cases, those drugs may be inconvenient for the patient to consume. So they cannot be dispensed in the form of powder. उसके अलावा deliquescent and hygroscopic powders which absorb moisture from the atmosphere, those drugs cannot be dispensed in the form of powder. Come to dusting powders. My dear student, dusting powders are meant for external application and they are applied on the skin through a sifter top container. Sifter top container, as you can see, आपका जो pores रहता है उसकी वजह से वो sifter top container कहा जाता है, and the container should be wide mounted and the particles that we are going to apply, मतलब जो आपका जो fine particles of the powder after the formulation, they should be in a very fine state. So that is mentioned here. So dusting powder should be in a very fine state. And to ensure that the particles of the powder are in fine state, we pass through sieve number 85 so that we can attain a uniform size. And जो particles इससे pass नहीं होगा, they are larger size, and we generally tend to either reduce the size of those particles or we avoid that. So that क्योंकि dusting powder क्या होता है, हम लोग generally skin पे apply करते हैं, अगर कोई particles बड़ा size का होगा, gritty particles या फिर coarse particles, so it will be very inconvenient to apply on the skin and we will not find it compatible, right? So basically dusting powders are divided into two types, medical and surgical. So medical dusting powders are those which are applied superficially on the skin, and बात करें surgical dusting powders का, तो surgical dusting powders are basically applied in the various body cavities, जैसे आपका और other wounds, कोई बड़ा wound जैसे जल गया हो या फिर umbilical cord पे, okay, of the infants. So in such cases surgical dusting powders are used, and surgical dusting powders should be properly sterilized. And your medical dusting powders, they should be free from any kind of pathogenic microorganisms. So that is about dusting powder. So my dear students, the standard working formula for the preparation of dusting powder is to be taken purified talc sterilized, that should be 50 gram, starch 25 gram, zinc oxide 20 gram, and salicylic acid 5 gram. And mind you, all these ingredients should be in fine powder form. Okay, so this is the standard formula, and if you add up, you will find that this is for 100 gram of the preparation. So coming to the composition table, we have the ingredients, we have the quantity given. Now we have to calculate what is the quantity that we will use for the preparation of 10 gram. Since the formula is for 100 gram, we cannot use the same quantity for 10 gram, right? So we have to calculate individually for each. So for purified talc, for 100 gram of dusting powder, this means for 100 gram of dusting powder, the amount of purified talc will be 50 gram. Purified talc required is 50 gram. So now, since we are preparing 10 gram, for 10 gram of dusting powder, purified talc that will be required will be 50 upon 100 multiplied by 10. Since we are preparing 10 gram, right? So the value of purified talc will be 5 gram. So using this formula, you can calculate for each of the ingredients. So in the next, you will write for 100 gram of dusting powder, starch that will be required is given 25 gram. So for 10 gram of dusting powder, starch that will be required will be that is 25. Okay, so this will be changed to 25 divided by 100 into 10. The rest will remain same, just this value will keep on changing, this 50 value. So ultimately we will have 5 gram, 2.5 gram, 2 gram and 0.5 gram of the ingredients to prepare dusting powder, right? Dusting powders find their application as an astringent, as an absorbent, as well as an antiseptic. So along with that, we need to make sure that dusting powders are kept away from the reach of children, or we should avoid inhalation as well as swallowing, because this can be significantly harmful in that case. Along with that, it should be kept in a cool place away from direct light, and the containers that should be used should be a wide mounted container. एक wide mounted container होना पड़ेगा, साथ में a sifter top container as we have discussed. So उसके अलावा वाइवा के पॉइंट्स अगर देखा जाए इस एक्सपेरिमेंट में क्या क्या पूछ सकता है. First thing is, what is the importance of dusting powder? Why are we preparing? Obviously, if we are preparing something, it should have some advantages, right? So you need to know that what is the use, where are we using? We use dusting powder in case of your wounds, in case of your fungal infection, right? So उसके अलावा astringent, absorbent, so all those are the applications of dusting powder. Apart from that, what are the significance of different ingredients? What is the significance of purified talc? What is the significance of starch? What is the significance of zinc oxide? Then salicylic acid. So what are the various purpose that we are adding these things? Along with that, like for example, आप अगर talc का बात करें, whether they are bulking agent, whether you are using it as a to increase the flow property. So what is the purpose that may be asked? Along with that, what is a dusting powder? What is a powder? What kind of dosage form it is? उसके अलावा what is the container condition that should be maintained? What should be the storage condition? What are the labeling instructions that should be strictly mentioned in the container? उसके अलावा what are the seed numbers that are used? यहाँ पे हमने कौन सा seed number use किया था? What is the basic procedure, right? So हमने क्या क्या mixing procedure use किया था? So when we are talking about powder, एक important चीज रह गया था. So powder को बनाते कैसे? So there are various mixing process. जैसे आपका हो गया sifting हो गया, एक mixing process हो गया. फिर उसके बाद आपका trituration है, spatulation है, फिर geometric dilution is there, and then tumbling is there. To briefly discuss about them, आपका जो sifting होता है, sifting में आपका sieve use किया होता है, ठीक है? sieve जैसे आपका छलनी वगैरह जैसे हमने दिखाया था, ठीक है? So we can use those to pass the granules, and then we can mix the powders, and we can have our formulation. So that is sifting. So when we pass through a sieve, apart from that, spatulation, उसमें spatula use करके हम लोग mix करते हैं different ingredients, and this process should be done in the increasing order of their weight. So when we are using the spatula for mixing, we mix them in the increasing order of their weight. So that is about spatulation. Talking about trituration, trituration में mortar and pestle that we will be using in this process. So उसमें क्या होता है? Mortar and pestle is there, and we use that one to mix the ingredients. So the ingredients are mixed in the increasing order of their weight. मतलब weight के हिसाब से हम लोग increase करके add करते जाएंगे. And another important thing about trituration is that trituration में हम लोग size भी reduce कर सकते हैं. And geometric dilution is there. Geometric dilution में मतलब एक calculated increasing order में add किया जाता है, which is very important in case of your potent drugs. उसके अलावा tumbling is there. Tumbling, which is one of the mostly used method of mixing of powders in industry. उसमें large scale में industry में mix किया जाता है. जैसे आपने देखा होगा कि सीमेंट बाली पत्थर जो होता है एक बड़ा मशीन में मिक्स करते हैं कि नहीं. So we add all those and that rotates and mix it. So the process is almost the same. In case of your tumbling में क्या होता है, all the ingredients दिया जाता है and there is some pedal kind of thing which moves and helps the ingredient to mix. Okay, so that is about tumbling. So we'll be using basically trituration for this process and sifting as well. So in this process we'll be using tools. So they may ask you what is trituration or what is sifting and what are the other methods. So you need to know a little bit related to all those things. So I repeat about trituration. Trituration mein we use mortar and pestle and we mix them. Always remember, we mix them in the increasing order of their weight. So that is one important thing. And spatulation में क्या होता है, spatula use करते हैं, sifting में sieve use करते हैं. So we are going to use trituration and sifting in this process. Okay, so that is about the theoretical part of your dusting powder. Now we will move into the experimentation. So हमें dusting powder बनाने के लिए पहले क्या क्या चीज चाहिए उसको देख लेते हैं. The chemical ingredients that we will need is, first one is talc. Instead of talc we can use kaolin also. We will be using talc. Along with it we need starch, then zinc oxide and salicylic acid. So these are the chemicals that we will be needing. Apart from that, what are the apparatus that we will need is a spatula, a clean spatula, a mortar and a pestle, and sieve number 85 for the preparation of dusting powder. Okay, first and foremost thing that we need to do is हमें पहले जो apparatus use करना है experimentation में, we have to wash them and clean them properly. First thing. Second thing, जो ingredients हमें चाहिए, chemical ingredients, मान लीजिए talc, starch, zinc oxide and salicylic acid, हमने पहले ही उनको separately ले लिया. उसके बाद उनको हमने triturate किया with the help of mortar and pestle ताकि fine powder बन जाए. Today we will be preparing 10 gram of dusting powder. So 10 gram के लिए हमें जो requirements था हमने पहले ही calculate कर लिया. कैलकुलेट करने से पहले वी हैव ऑलरेडी पाउडर्ड दैट एंड जो रिक्वायरमेंट था अकॉर्डिंग टू 10 ग्राम हमने एक एक करके वे कर लिया. अभी वे करने के बाद क्या करना है, यू हैव टू टेक अ mortar and pestle, राइट. एंड mortar pestle लेने के बाद हम लोग जो इंग्रेडिएंट्स है उनको हमने असेंडिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ देयर वेट हमने अरेंज कर दिया. अभी उसके बाद जो सबसे कम वाला वेट होगा जो हमारे यहाँ पे सैलिसाइलिक एसिड है हम उससे पहले ले लेंगे. ठीक है, उसको लेने के बाद पर अच्छे से स्प्रेड कर लीजिए टिश्यू. उसके बाद जो सेकंड लोवेस्ट वेट होगा जो हमारे केस में जिंक ऑक्साइड है फॉर 10 ग्राम. सो जिंक ऑक्साइड लेके हम लोग उसको अच्छे से मिक्स कर लेंगे एंड वी विल कंटिन्यू विद द सेम प्रोसेस फॉर ऑल द इंग्रेडिएंट्स. सो जैसे ही वेट बढ़ता जाएगा वैसे हम लोग मिक्स करते जाएंगे. सो उसको मिक्स करने के बाद फिर से उसको अच्छे से ट्राइचुरेट करेंगे ताकि सब इंग्रेडिएंट्स अच्छे से मिक्स हो जाए. एंड बी केयरफुल, लाइक जब आप मिक्स कर रहे हो थोड़ा भी वेस्ट ना हो. सो बी वेरी केयरफुल एंड मिक्स देम प्रॉपर्ली ताकि कोई भी हिस्सा अनमिक्स ना रह जाए. सो दैट द कंसंट्रेशन इज यूनिफॉर्म थ्रू द एंटायर प्रिपरेशन. एंड लास्टली वी विल ऐड talc. सो दिस इज प्यूरिफाइड talc. And then we will again mix them properly. So trituration is a method of mixing of powdered drug. Along with that, it helps in size reduction as well. So अब ये थोड़ी देर करने के बाद ये अच्छे से मिक्स हो जाएगा. So after triturating it for some time, it is now properly mixed. हमें एक proper uniform mixture बन चुका है जो ingredients हमने use किया था. So after this, what we have to do is we have to pass it through sieve number 85. So dusting powder के लिए हमें use करना है sieve number 85. So this is your sieve. As you can see, fine pores are there, and ये pores differ करता है with different sieve. So as you can see, the one which we are going to use is sieve number 85. अभी अलग-अलग sieve number होता है आपका. ये हो गया आपका sieve number 80. So for dusting powder, what we need to use is sieve number 85. So in this we will take a clean paper so that we can collect the ingredients that will pass through. Make sure you don't waste. After this we will pass it in the sieve. So once we have passed it in the sieve, you can use the spatula so that nothing is left on the mortar and pestle. So we have taken all the powder on the sieve and now we'll be sifting it. So तो आपका जितना भी फाइन पाउडर होगा वो इससे पास हो जाएगा। अगर कोई भी बड़ा पार्टिकल्स होगा वो इससे पास नहीं होगा, क्योंकि ये एक एक्सटर्नल एप्लीकेशन के लिए बना रहे हैं। अगर साइज में वेरिएशन होगा, इफ देयर आर सम कोर्स पार्टिकल्स और एनी kind of your gritty particles is there, it will be very inconvenient for the patient to apply. So as you can see, most of the powders are passing through. So as you can see, most of the powders have already passed through, and now what we have to do is we have to mix them again properly so that we achieve our final product. We will again weigh it so that we can reassure that जो हमने 10 ग्राम के लिए प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट किया था वो 10 ग्राम बना है कि नहीं। After this, we have to transfer it to a sifter top wide mounted container. Wide mounted का मतलब है आपका जो बड़ा माउंट होगा उसका। ये मेरे हाथ में आप एक डस्टिंग पाउडर देख सकते हैं जो कि मार्केटेड प्रोडक्ट है, और इसका वाइड माउंटेड मतलब आपका बड़ा माउंट हो गया पहला चीज। दूसरा चीज है सिफ्टर टॉप। सिफ्टर टॉप का मतलब है जो आपका पोर्स रहता है। एज यू कैन सी, यू माइट हैव सीन इन योर हाउस आल्सो लाइक डस्टिंग पाउडर और सेम काइंड ऑफ नाइसिल पाउडर, और जो भी पाउडर्स होता है उनमें आपने देखा होगा पोर्स रहता है, तो उसी को बोलते हैं आपका सिफ्टर टॉप। सो दिस हेल्प्स इन इजी एप्लीकेशन ऑन द स्किन एज वेल एज helps in reducing the surface area of contact, so that जो pores रहेगा उससे air contamination कम होगा। So this is the preparation of your dusting powder. I hope you have understood what are the things that needs to be taken care of while during the preparation. Thank you.